God, I offer myself to thee, to build with me and to do with me as thy will. Relieve me of the bondage of self, so that I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties, so that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help. Of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life, may I do thy will always. Amen. Taking you to where I used to live in the woods by the river. This is how bad my addiction became and where my life took me. I'm gonna tell him what we're doing. He's not gonna have a problem with us walking on his property. I used to climb up this hill right here and sit on top of it and sneak as close to the winery as I possibly could to get Wi-Fi. That's the house that we got banished from. We were originally staying in that house. When I would walk up in here and I have what I need, I couldn't wait to get to the tent, you know? Couldn't wait to get to the tent. Isn't that a funny thing to say? This is it, bro. This is where I used to live. That is the tent. So crazy being here. I'm just thinking that, like, how hopeless my life was, dude. I seen no way out of this. I accepted the fact that I would probably die out here. You know? Started using drugs when I was 12 years old. And this is exactly where it led me. To this exact location. I remember days where I would just be so tired, dude, and my mom would just lay there. And I never understood how like how could you just sleep, when we don't got shit, and in 2 hours we're about to be sick. And I know now that because she knew that I was gonna figure something out, I was gonna be the one to walk 7 miles. And she knew I would come back. She knew I wouldn't leave her here sick. And I didn't, This is the road, it's exactly 7.3 miles from here to the lake. And that's where my dope board is at. I would walk 7.3 miles there and 7.3 miles home to my home here in the fucking woods every single day. Just to not be sick, just to get just enough to keep me and my mother from being sick for that day. Can you imagine the madness? You know what I mean? Knowing that, okay, I gotta turn right back around and do this again tomorrow. And I fought to hang on to that insanity.